Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people? Guys, welcome back to the show for the people that understand that facts divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff, I'm your host, and I'm joined by yet another special guest and my new permanent co-host, which I'll get to. But before that, you know the drill. If you want to help me out, get these words out, get these truths out, you can follow me at Savagely Loud on Instagram. That is where I'm most active. On that page, you're going to find two links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page on Instagram. If you could please follow me there too, it will be greatly appreciated. Well, hey, because the truth is that will inevitably be my backup page. And the other link you're going to find on that page is just a simple link tree. Anywhere you want to hear my bullshit or see my rants, you can find it on that link tree, easy peasy. Outside of that, you can find me at Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. And last but not least, you can email me in at savagelyloud@gmail.com. And I strongly suggest you do if you want to guarantee that I see your communication. The inboxes are always full, so hit me in the email. Last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and share the material. It really does help us get these words out, get these truths out for you to like, comment, and share. And especially, do not forget, please, for all the things that you love in this world, if you want to protect them, help us out. Rate and review the shows. Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. It really does help. That being said, I'm joined today, and always, I got to get used to this new co-host thing that we've got going on here with Big Dave Anderson, the Viking, back for the first show as his permanent position as my co-host. How we doing today, Dave?
Oh, I'm fucking peachy. I'm peachy. I'm happy. This is 2026 is going to be one hell of a year.
It really is. Let everybody know where they can find you.
All right, folks, you can find me over on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm heavily active at the Hammer Drops. In the bio, you're going to find two links. One that's going to take you to the website. The other one is going to open up a link tree where you can find my beautiful face and all my rants all over the internet. So definitely go check that out. While you're there, don't forget to follow, like, share the content. And like Cliff said at the beginning, share, leave a review, rate the show on Apple and Spotify. It literally takes 3 seconds out of your day, and it helps tremendously by getting these truths out.
Yes. Go follow that googly-eyed, beautiful motherfucker and my co-host, the Hammer Drops, everywhere he's at.
These motherfuckers need to know one thing. I may be googly-eyed, but I see shit straighter than most of them motherfuckers out there.
Yes, you do.
You
do.
I guess it helps. I have great peripheral vision too. I can see everything that's going on everywhere. So it's like
one's looking that way.
Yeah, it's like that guy from what is that? Big Daddy, I believe it is. No, was it Big Daddy or was it that one Adam Sandler movie? His eyes are all like this.
Looks good from here.
I was talking to the squirrel.
Oh, guys, you will notice if you are watching that we have a third box on the screen because I'm joined by a fucking good friend of mine. You know him as Patriotic Doug from Instagram and pretty much every other social media platform. I know him as Big Bad Doug at third. Right? Did I fuck that up again? Your last name? Did I fuck it up?
No.
A third?
No, not at all. You actually said it perfect.
All right, because I always tend to fuck up names. I'm a face dude. So, Big Patriotic Doug is finally on the show. How we doing today, brother?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Zero complaints. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Oh, y'all can find me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. To be honest, fuck TikTok. But it's Patriotic Doug on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also go to my link tree. You'll catch all my links in there. I'm on YouTube also. If you go to my link tree, you'll also see another one in there. It's officialpatriotgear.com. If you true patriot, go to there, click that link, and go get you guys some amazing, amazing merch.
Yeah, definitely do that because you know what? I'll tell you what, I will say this as a person that is very, very not affiliated. I'm going to say that again, not affiliated with the official Patriot gear in any way. Many of my friends are. Doug is obviously one of them. But I will tell you that I really like the whole backbone of official Patriot gear, because it's not all about you gotta side with Trump or you fucking hate America, or you gotta side with Biden or you hate America. It's you've got to side with reality and what the fuck is going to make this country better, and then you're an American. And that's what I really truly appreciate about it.
And those right there, Cliff, those are actual facts that you just spit out, because I'm going to put this out there right now. Ant, one of the guys, as we all know, conservative Ant, Anthony, he has the Cape Coral store. And then Ian, the guy that founded Patriots gear, he has another store in Utah. And those two do not see eye to eye on everything political. It's crazy. And it's okay that we don't. That's what makes us patriots.
That is a fact. And if you can't disagree with somebody and still get along, and I'm not saying the disagreement, like we all know, because I'm sure every one of us here has, every time we say this, we always get the fucking guys that have to go to the extremes. Oh, you're not going to tell me I'm going to be friends with a child molester. If they're not doing some shit like that, if it's strictly political opinion and you can't disagree and maintain a level of civility with someone throughout a conversation, you don't know what it's fucking like to be an American. Let's just say it out loud. You don't know what it's like to be a fucking American if you can't disagree with somebody and not want them fucking dead.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you have to have those disagreements and have those conversations. You need those conversations in order to break down those barriers, break down those walls.
And that's where we get that freedom of speech from, is that we should, you know, and when people are trying to silence us for that, that's not okay in our eyes, you know?
Not at all.
But that's what makes us Americans.
Yeah, that is exactly what makes us Americans. So, Doug, let's talk about, because you have a following. You've built yourself a very healthy following on social media. I saw you just rolled over 100,000 the other day on Instagram, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
was it Instagram?
So I just hit 100,000 on there, and actually I'm almost at 120 on Instagram now, within just a few days. So
that's awesome. I've been noticing a little shift in your content. You seem like you're pulling a little bit more into the middle lately, as are with a lot of people, on especially conservative influencers.
So my thing with this one is me going into the middle. I think I've always kind of been in the middle, and I've leaned a lot more towards the conservative side. But now that I'm starting to really open my mind to everything and open my eyes to everything, I'm starting to see that I'm not happy. You know, as an American, I'm not getting what I voted for. Yes, I am getting some things, and I know we're 1 year into this, and I get it, but I'm not real thrilled with the immigration population that we have. And I shouldn't even say immigration; I should say illegal immigration population that we have going on, and nothing being done about it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the hottest topics right now, is this illegal immigration. And it just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter, because the more that comes out about it, it seems like it's all facilitated. It's all on purpose on behalf of the American government. We see that the hundreds of thousands of them came in on planes and shit. And then, then we get the criminal, I call it criminal infighting between the politicians. We saw a good example of that is what we saw in Texas. Governor Abbott, fucking all the illegals came in under the Biden administration, and he goes, well, fuck them. If you want to have sanctuary cities, we're going to fly them there. Now, I understand everybody wanted to fucking jump for joy when that happened. But what we really have to understand is that what we're seeing isn't necessarily reality. It is theater. Because what happens when the governor of Texas when he captures them right on the border, he's got the opportunity to send them home, but what did he do? He sent them deeper into the country, and he did so under this other guise, under this masquerading fucking ulterior motive of fuck the Democrats. But I would argue that this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the theater that is supposed to be performed for American people, so that we can be fucking overrun and taken over.
Well,
and I agree with that. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was just going to say, let's be honest. I mean, if you look into Greg Abbott and you'll look at the WEF website, he's on there. Yeah. He's part of the WEF. So, I mean, this is, in my eyes, this is all part of the game, part of the show.
Right. Yeah. And I agree. And so I'm from Maine. So I have one of the worst governors here. I have Janet Mills. And I live in the Portland area, just outside the Portland area, and it's the most populated city that we have up here in Maine. Excuse me. And people are running for city council and stuff, and you can't even pronounce their name. It's literally Africans and Somalians all through Portland. And she's just flooded the state with them. They're up in Lewiston. They've got, they just uncovered the gateway fraud here in Maine that had to do with Somali immigrants. And it's ridiculous. It has become such an overrun thing that it's going to take forever to get over it, to get rid of them, to do what we got to do just to get our city back, our state, and our country.
Well, a lot of people don't understand that, when it comes to immigration, it generally falls into that category, that line of sight that people typically have, where they always want to look at certain states, and typically they're warmer states. California, New Mexico, Arizona, and then you go off into the Southeast and you got Florida, Alabama, Georgia. We want to look at all these places for immigration when it comes there. But what we don't know is that most of the cold states are where they're all being funneled. I mean, let's be honest. I live in Illinois. Me and Dave live in Illinois, and which is, again, one of the most corrupt states in the history of America, if not the most corrupt state in the history of America. And because we've got Pritzker, so there's enough said there. But we have in Illinois weather, we have seasons, we have cold, and everybody wants to believe that Mexicans don't go to cold, Somalis don't go to cold, all these people don't go to the cold. Actually, the cold states are the ones being overrun now because nobody really notices. Nobody really fucking notices.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this now? Why don't we invite all of them up to our states? How about that? Everybody down south, if you can. You're hearing us. You want to see it? Come on up. We'll take you to these places so you can see that it's going on here. Yeah,
it's absolute. Go ahead, Dave.
I don't think they want to go to the south side of Chicago. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, anybody that's been to
listen. We can send the liberals there. Maybe they won't come out of there, which is fine. I mean, I didn't say that out loud.
I'm okay with that as well.
I'm kind of shocked at this point that anybody comes out of Chicago alive. I mean, it's really that bad. I mean, it looks bad on social media when you see all these clips and people that don't live here, because we're 20 minutes north of Chicago, so it's we're right there. Yeah. It's that bad. It's worse actually than you see. It's because they try to make it look really bad on camera. They try to make it look really bad when they put it on social media. And the truth is, it's twice as bad as they're ever making it look. It really fucking is, and that's bare minimum. I mean, we just had Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, come out and to basically say he was closing 1,400 schools. How the fuck are you gonna what? You're gonna close how many? You're gonna put how many people out of work? How many kids ain't going to school? You're gonna put how many people on a fucking street?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. What are you gonna do with all the kids?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They're giving all the money to the Mexicans.
Well, and here's the funny thing is not only are they doing that, but they're also raising property taxes now on all the people that live in Chicago. Like,
are you serious?
The most they can raise.
Yeah.
It's like,
what the fuck, man?
Yeah, so they generally have I forgot what they call them, but they're basically their windows on how much they can raise property taxes. It's the same kind of principle of how much they can write a ticket for on certain offenses, and they always write them at the top. Yeah. So that's Chicago. Yeah. And now Brandon Johnson came out and said, we can't arrest our way into, or we can't incarcerate our way into a peaceful society. Fuck me if we can't. I'll lock up every piece of shit in Chicago, and I'll bet you within a fucking week, there are kids back on the street playing, having a good fucking time. People are having a good time at the park, all because these shitbags are locked away. Now, my personal opinion is I don't think we should be so nice. I just don't think that we should play all these little fucking hoppy skippy games with the jail times. Yeah. He's a 37 time offender. Kill his ass. Put him up for the fucking death penalty. Put him in the fucking chair. We're done here. Yeah. And this is the kind of shit that it's going to take if we want a peaceful society in America. Because these motherfuckers, when they are repeat offenders, just again and again and again and again and again, They cannot be fixed. They cannot be rehabbed. They have to be gotten rid of because they're no good for society. And by fucking taking these people, because people all want to, they want to hit me with this humane thing. Like, well, you can't just kill people. That's terrible. Is it? Am I killing one person and making it terrible for him? Or am I making it wonderful for everybody else that isn't that fucking piece of shit?
Yeah. No, I agree. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. So, especially the repeat offenders. And I totally feel that, someone that's come from jail and prison and seen that repeat offender, and that's all people know is if you're going to kill somebody, I feel like that should be done to you. Especially if you're going to do it innocently, you're going to take someone's life that you shouldn't have taken for no reason. Yeah, you definitely should be facing the death penalty. 1,000%.
Yeah, I totally get behind if somebody fucking attacks you, like you're sitting in traffic and somebody comes up, puts a gun in your mouth and tries to carjack you, and you happen to have a gun in the back seat with a guy holding it, and you fucking pump that motherfucker full of lead. 100% support that shit. But now, if we totally flip that table, I don't fucking agree with you walking up to some innocent motherfucker's car and trying to steal his shit. You deserve to be put down.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. So I feel like the whole country should have the same thing that Florida has, and that's a stand your ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, because being able to defend yourself, that's one of the biggest problems in America is people's lack of ability, or the feeling that they have from this lack of ability to defend themselves. Because anytime something happens, instead of just getting it done and cut and dry and like just moving on, there's all these mental situations that good people get into that actually ends up getting them hurt in the long run, because they don't just act. They don't just defend themselves. Right. They think about the consequences and repercussions of what I'm going to have to suffer if something goes wrong. Oh my God. And then bam, they're a victim. If we've got to get past, this notion that you're supposed to think about the consequences when somebody threatens your life and you take theirs. There should be zero consequences.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. And there shouldn't be. I mean, we shouldn't be in fear of if our life's in jeopardy, we should be able to defend ourselves. But unfortunately, in certain states, we can't do that because the victim becomes the person that gets charged, while the person that committed the crime gets let go within minutes of being booked. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, that's why you have these people out there with 72 fucking charges wandering the streets, setting people on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help that they were getting in DEI judges either. So, because of that was hurting. That really, I found that in the construction world too. You get all these new people in there, and it's like you're going to hurt somebody. Just because you're DEI does not mean you're qualified. It just doesn't.
Right. Just because you have a vagina doesn't mean that you're cut out for the job. Just because you have black skin doesn't mean you're cut out for the job. But contrarily, just because you have white skin doesn't also mean that you're the guy for the job. Like we have to move to a meritocracy.
Exactly. I mean, I've been involved in in that aspect. When I was working for a company, I was up for a promotion. And another gentleman was up for promotion. I had more experience, all of that. I had the experience and everything where the other guy didn't. The other guy got the job because he was Hispanic.
Yeah, they can pay him less.
Yep, DEI. Yep, DEI. Helpful. Real helpful, weren't they?
Yeah.
And this was the same guy that got, in the state of Illinois, we have the Illinois Commerce Commission, the ICC. The ICC, he pissed off the ICC so bad that he got suspended from work, and they still gave this guy the promotion. And, he had other jobs that were going on that the foremans didn't want to work with him, complained about him, and suspended numerous times. And I had to go take those jobs from him because of him fucking up so much. And this guy got the promotion. It's like, what are you guys doing? And he's still there, and he's still fucking off.
Yeah. So Doug, let's I want to rewind a little bit, and I want to talk about you some. I want to talk about when I stumbled upon you on the internet. I forgot what video you were doing, but man, did you have a fucking passion. You had that gravel in your voice that was coming out. I was like, oh, this dude's my dude. I like this dude already. What the fuck is going on here? Who the fuck is this? And so I looked into you a little bit, and it was an immediate follow because, I mean, obviously. But what got you? You're what I consider. Please correct me if I'm wrong. You're what I consider a right-wing political commentator. Basically, is that am I wrong? Am I off track?
Yes and no, because I think I used to be.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because I'm starting to feel more in the middle. Like I am very, very, very American first. America first. We cannot do anything until we get this country straight. It's like I look at our country like a relationship. You can't get yourself into a relationship until you fix your problems.
Right.
How can we go help somebody else out when we can't even help ourselves?
Yeah. That's all of the internet. And that's a lot of my content is just talking about that, how everybody's speaking about everybody else's lives from a position of having a fucked life.
So my wife and I get into these conversations because my wife's independent, but she's more left leaning, which people are like, how do you guys do that? We literally have discussions because we're in the middle.
That's Dave. Yeah.
You know, so we're both in the middle, but we each lean different ways, but we also meet back in the middle.
Right.
So if everybody could get there, and there's other content creators out there that are conservative that are starting to go, what the fuck is going on with our country? This is not what we voted for.
Yeah.
To an extent, this is what we voted for, but this is not, I know there's 3 years to go. I know that, and I'm jumping the gun early. But damn it, if you keep letting these fucking problems go, it's going to fucking get worse.
But Doug, are you jumping the gun early? Because I feel the same way you do.
I would argue the same thing.
So I guess I'm not jumping. In my eyes, I'm not jumping the gun early. But in other people's eyes, I'm probably jumping the gun early, which is fine. Everybody can say what they want about me. I don't care. I've said that numerous times on my platform. I don't care if you're left. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're in the middle. You're either going to like me or you fucking don't.
Yeah.
And either way, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. I still go to bed with my head on the fucking pillow. So, well, it doesn't matter to me.
And when it comes to wives, like I think everybody's got to understand, everybody's wives lean more left than they do. Okay. It's a genetic thing. Women are the nurturers. They lean on feelings. Men are the providers. We lean on logic. You're going to have that.
Hold on. One second though, before I get you going on that one, because my wife's a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. So that whole, they like to lean on the emotions thing. Not so much with her.
I don't know, but the Puerto Ricans are an emotional people. I know some.
Yeah, I know so too.
They're passionate. They're
passionate. Yeah, emotional is bad. Okay, passionate is good. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
We don't call them emotional. We call it passionate.
Because we call them emotional, then we get our asses chewed out.
Yeah. Hold that baby.
You have to sleep with one eye open.
I know you're.
But no.
I know that
anyways,
all
yes,
too
you're
well.
right. I totally agree with you on that one, Cliff. That is absolutely correct, though. They are. But like with her, where she's from New York and everything that's going on with the Mandami there, you know, she goes and visits, and I don't know if you saw my post, but I'm like, I'm not going. She can go visit. Right. I'm not going. I won't go, but she can go by herself. And I think she's worried of it too. Be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
fucking man down me.
That's how I am though. Like I've got several friends of mine that want me to come up to Canada to do their shows. And I'm just like, I want to go. I really do. And I may, but I have this strong feeling of nervousness because like I'd be waiting to get arrested as soon as I got over the border because of what I say, you know, like Canada doesn't like free speech. They don't agree with free speech. They stated outright. And all I am is free speech all the way to the extremity. Like if you don't want me to say something, I'm going to fucking say it out loud because it needs to be said. And that's especially when I touch on race and culture. People, you know, it's so funny that all these people, they have no fucking problem calling out the Somalis for the problems they're committing. But if you say that they're brown, Whoa. What's with the racism? What's with the racism? Well,
Yeah.
show me all the white Somalians then. You know? It's just the way it works.
It's not going to happen. The IQ is not low enough, so it just won't ever happen.
So
Yeah. The lowest IQ in the world is out of Somalia.
all the Somalians look like savagely loud.
Yeah.
But the fucked up thing about that is they have the lowest IQ, and yet they've been able to defraud our government out of billions of dollars. Like,
oh,
well, that's because they had retard Timmy behind them.
Yeah.
well, retard Timmy Ilhan Omar, which I mean, she is Somalian, so her IQ is pretty low. But I'm sure
Which still falls back to the lieutenant governor, and then retard Timmy and Fry, all these guys that are just like lining their pockets and helping them line their pockets. So,
well,
I'm just gonna go open a daycare there. That's it.
I said the same thing. I'm opening a daycare. I'm going to be a millionaire quick.
Well, that's that's one of the things that I like to point out to people is like, they're so fucking stupid. How could they be doing this? Yeah, but stupid people do a lot of things that benefit them. That's how stupid people learn. Like, can the Somalians build me a rocket? No. But can they swindle you out of fucking $8 a month? Yeah, of course they can, And if they do that with 100,000 fucking people, that's a lot of fucking money. If they do it with 5 million people, that's a lot of fucking money. And then if they get the government behind them to do it, then it's a lot of fucking money because it's a lot of fucking people, a lot more people that they've got pushing, and I think
I'd
it's
be
just
standing there with $2,400 glasses on too.
Yeah, I love that. We're not doing anything wrong. Or how about the video clip of the one woman that she's like, she was trying to defend it all, and then she said the quiet part out loud. She's like, "I know fraud is bad," and then she just locked up. Like, oh fuck, I said it out loud. Yeah. Oh my god.
And then did you see the video that I posted where I posted that one? Then right after I was like, "Well, wait, there's more." And then it was the white lady that said fraud, and she went. Covered her mouth with the paper.
So
I'm like, y'all saying the quiet part out loud. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about Doug. Let's talk about how you got into this. So you're moving more middle now, but you were conservative. You were on that right side of things. And we can get into the more of the middle, like, cause everybody knows I'm all about the far middle. That's my thing. The far middle is this new thing that we're going, we're centered, we're grounded. We're not bought, it's just, we just want the truth. Even if we don't like the truth, we want the truth so that we can actually access and acknowledge it and figure out what we got to do to change things for the better. But when it comes to you,
I'm going to bring you way back to when I was a liberal.
All of my friends used to be liberals. Has anybody?
No.
Dave, have you used to be a liberal?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, and listen, so I voted for Obama the first time.
Show's over. We're done.
Yeah,
well,
right.
That doesn't make you a liberal. I wouldn't say that makes you a liberal.
Well, I wasn't. I guess you could say I was Democrat. I wasn't liberal. I was on the Democrat side. But I wasn't like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose my mind over this person or that person. I wasn't at that point. So the second term, when he came around, his second term came around, I said no. You didn't do anything the first 4 years. You're not going to do anything the next 8 years. I don't believe that a man with a dick can put a fucking dress on and become a woman. I don't play that game. So I voted Republican. Then I kept seeing how the Democrats were playing their little fucking games. And I was like, I can't be doing that. Now, being a recovering drug addict after a 32-year addiction to heroin and fentanyl, I think that played a lot into me falling under the lies of the fake media and the Democrats, because I kept my mind closed to a lot of things. So when I did make the switch, I was still an addict, and then I overdosed, came back, and that's when I really started going, I need to do something different with my life. I need to open my mind to things. So I started seeing all the corruption in politics in general. And I started to go, America needs to be back to what America was. And I had that hope when Trump kept saying, let's make America great again. He kept coming out with these promises and these promises and these promises. And now I'm like, where are these promises?
Yeah, but that's a lot. So let's touch on the addict thing, because I think that's an incredibly poignant situation to talk about. Because I myself have been an addict, and I believe Dave has been an addict as well. We've all pulled our heads out of our asses and unfucked our lives. But, and then when I say addict, I don't mean like, I took 3 Xanny bars a month and I just, I did 10 grams of cocaine a day, like for 2.5 years.
I was gonna say, when you drop about $1,000 a week on drugs,
that's
then
me.
You're an addict.
And I was selling it to myself. I was selling myself 8 balls for fucking $40 and spending just shy of $1,000 a week. I was my only customer. Like, I was that guy. But
so mine was fentanyl and heroin.
Which is really fucking odd. Like I never got into the downies. Like I never got into the, But I know a lot of people that were heroin addicts. So I guess I can't really talk about what it's like to be a heroin addict, because you were pretty much the opposite of me. Like, where my mind as a cokehead was fucking always on 1,000. It was just racing all the fucking time. Yours was kind of just like off into the ether, right? I mean, that's kind of how it worked.
I was in a fog.
Yeah.
I was in a fog, literally in a fog.
So that plays.
If you could tell me a cow shit on my lap and I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, that's just where it brings you. It brings you to a place of you don't know what the hell's going on around you.
And I think that, and I talk to a lot of people, and it's kind of funny. I wouldn't say funny, but it's kind of odd that most of the people I talk to that were addicts, like to our level, I mean, we didn't fuck around. We played the game, but most people that were addicts to our level used to be liberals. Like, they used to be on the left side of things. And I'm specifically liberal because liberal, I feel like Democrat still has some hope left. They just got a different ideology. But liberal is fully gone. It's just fully, everything is emotion, no honor, no rationale, no logic, no statistics, no intelligence, all emotion, all feelings, all the time. And the hardcore addicts, I feel, are really easy to fall onto the liberal side of things. And I can even look at my own drug use history and see at certain times where I did get more socially liberal. Like I was a fucking neo-Nazi back in the day. So there was no liberal anything about me. Like, it was, this is the way it is, and this is the way it needs to be, and this is how we got to make it that way. But I can look back now and look at certain instances, certain time frames, eras of my life inside my different addictions, because I did a lot of ecstasy, I did a lot of coke, I did a lot of things, where I could see that was where my social anxiety, say people like to call it, can't calm down, because people like to say I'm standoffish because I'm anxious. Okay, so maybe I'm anxious, but that's the life that the fates have given me. But when I look back at drug addiction, and I openly admit that I had Tom Hatsis. If anybody doesn't know the guy, Tom Hatsis, go check it out. Hatsis. He's a brilliant dude. I like him a lot. But I was on his show, and we were talking about the fact that my addiction, it spiraled me, my addiction to leaving this state of mind, right? Like, I always got to be fucked up. It led me to all these different things, and then it led me to ecstasy. And ecstasy is actually the thing that I credit still today with allowing me to let go of that staunch neo-Nazi skinhead racism. Like, if you're black, you're automatically wrong. If you're brown, you're automatically wrong. If you're not white, this, and this, you're automatically wrong. Ecstasy is what really allowed me to go through the back door of looking at all these different social things and go there. But once I got out of the addiction, I personally I felt a change more to the liberal side from the conservative side. And I'm only using these two terms because they're easy and everybody knows them. But I felt a shift in myself more to the liberal side, as to where most of the addict friends I have, and you guys included, seem to have moved from the liberal after the addiction. You moved more conservative. And I find that incredibly interesting, that awakening process of how, when those drugs finally let you go, where you just naturally, because you will naturally go to where you fit, where you feel you fit. And I find it really interesting how a lot of you guys, when you quit the drugs, you actually go to the conservative side of things. You go to it can't be this way. And I'd like to get you, Doug, your take on this of, can you remember what like if there was an instance or a situation or a circumstance that you were dealing with or thinking about that once you started kicking the habit, you started feeling yourself pulled towards that conservative side? Was there something there that you could actually say outright made you feel that way? Or
God.
What?
God.
And let's say that one more time for the people in the back.
God.
Yep. Yep. That's a big fucking, that is a big answer that I get is God.
Yeah.
One nation under our God. Right there. That's all it is. And that is the God's honest. When I say the God's honest truth, that literally is the truth. I was laying in bed and I was day 3 of shitting and puking all over myself because going through the withdrawals, that's what happens. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of who I was, but I'm not ashamed of what I went through to get to where I am. I literally opened up TikTok, and Ant was the first person I ever followed. And the way he held his cross and him being gay, I said, I need to turn myself to God. So, because he was the only one that I felt that could help me. And I hate, and I don't hate saying it, but it's the truth. I felt like he was the only one that could make me feel alive again. So I opened up a Bible and I started reading it. And here I am 3 years later, almost 3.5 years later.
Yeah. And now because I understand that religion is a huge, when we talk about God, most people aren't always talking about religion, but everybody on the other side of the conversation always wants to shift it to religion. So I understand that religion is a huge factor in people's lives. And I notice that I've talked to a lot of addicts, over the years. So I've been doing this my whole life, fucking talking. I've been a suicide counselor and an addiction counselor my whole life in the shadows. I don't get paid to do it. I'm not certified. I just listen and I give advice from my own world if people want to listen. But I notice that there are 2 religions that really fucking hardcore addicts, they don't drive to when they quit, and that's Judaism and Islam. And I know there will be people that say, well, you can't practice Judaism unless your mom's a Jew, blah, blah, blah. No, people convert all the fucking time. But what I don't see is ex-addicts converting to Judaism and Islam. I do see them, however, running to the Christian God. And I think that says something, because as a former addict myself, I've always wrestled with religion. I've always wrestled with God. I've always wrestled with the notion of a God, of a person that a deity that I'm supposed to bow before, kneel before, trust in 100%. And that's every religion, even paganism, Dave. I have a certain wall that gets put up before I get too fucking deep into it. But one thing I do notice about Christianity and paganism, in cult paganism, Norse paganism, is the door always seems to be open. It always just seems to be open for the people that need that door to be open. When you look at Islam and you look at Judaism, those doors are pretty staunchly closed and welded that way. Like they don't want anybody else coming in. They don't want to recover. They don't want to welcome. They don't want to embrace. They only want you to embrace them. They don't want nothing to do with you. And if you ain't going to do that and then fucking carry out the narrative, then you're fucked. So I guess what I would say is, did you knowingly move towards the Christian God, or was it just something you felt, or did you feel like you had to go to that one because it's America? Or, because I mean, all of our friends are God people. So I figured it's something nice to talk about, and figured, get down to the deep root of it.
He came into my life. I didn't go to him.
I like it. I love it. I love
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
That's the shit right there. That's how you know the shit's real. I talk to people all the fucking time. Like, I looked and looked and looked and I finally found him. Maybe you didn't look and look and look and finally found him. Maybe you look and look and look and finally made something up because you couldn't find anything. And you're still bowing to a false prophet. Let's just use the buzzwords.
No, you're absolutely correct.
But you said he came to me, and Dave, you in your life with paganism and the Viking culture and everything, he came to you. Me in my life at different times, this God, that God, the other God came to me. And I think that is what really, truly speaks volumes.
Are you married? Either one of you?
Yeah. Both of us.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you go out looking for it, or did it come to you? The love
Came.
I'll tell you what, I'm on my second wife, right? And she'll be my last one. Don't
right.
It started out as a joke, and it just landed in my lap. What's that?
That's a good recovery.
But yeah, like our relationship started out as a joke because I was living with a friend of mine because I was homeless, so I was sleeping on their couch, and then dude's wife, invited her friend over, and I might have fucked a couple of her friends before, so she goes, "Keep your fucking dick out of my friend this time." So this friend happened to be Laura, who was a friend of mine from the past. So I was like, let's joke with her. Let's just say we're going out and we're going to do all this other stuff. And fucking 8 years later, we're married. It came to me.
Right. So same thing with my girl now. So I worked with her dad. So her youngest daughter's father passed away from a heart attack. And so I became friends with her daughter's dad through work. And he said to me one day, "Come on by the house. There's going to be girls there." I say, this guy's 60-something, Harley guy, 60-something, go to his house. I'm like, "Howie, where are all these girls, buddy? Where are all these girls?" She shows up and she's with somebody. And I'm like, okay, she's got a man. She showed up next time. She didn't. And then we started talking, and it was just supposed to be a fling. And it turned into 2.5 years later. Here I am living together with her. So it's the same thing. It came to me. I learned through my recovery that you cannot push everything. Patience is what brings me everything in this world. If you don't have patience for it to come to you, then it's not meant for you.
Right.
No, exactly. I know for me, I met my wife. I got a call from a buddy of mine. He was his neighbor was having a party. And he's like, "Bro, you got to come here and meet this broad, man. She's got fucking tattoos, everything. She's right up your fucking alley." Went there, met her. She was leaving the next day to go back to Greece to visit family. And she was going to be gone for like 3 weeks. She comes back. The first person she calls is her friend and like, "Hey, that guy that was there, can you have him over? I want to, hang out with him." First day she's back, that I get that call. I'm over there, and we've been together ever since. And that was almost 20 years ago.
Well done, you guys. Yeah. See, and patience is huge, man. It is, and it took me 32 years, and I don't like saying that, but it literally took me 32 years to get off of drugs to learn that patience is definitely a virtue, and it works out.
It is.
It truly does.
Yeah, I like to practice the Andy Frisella school of patience, the aggressive patience. Like, you gotta be willing to wait for it, but while you're waiting, you gotta be willing to work for it too. And that's exactly what all addicts did. That's what all addicts do is, like you're just saying, patience brought you everything, but you were still doing the fucking work, because if you've never been an addict, you don't understand what it's like. Every second of every minute of every fucking hour of every fucking day, all you think about is, I need my hit. I need my shit. I need this fix. I need that. I need this. I need this. I need this. Doing the work as an addict to recover right out of the gate up front, the work is not doing it. The work is not going to get your fix. The work is not picking up your phone and start fucking dialing plugs.
Exactly.
Like, that is the work. And that's some of the hardest work I've ever fucking done in my life.
I've had friends, childhood friends, literally message me within the last few years and be like, "You don't talk to me anymore. What do you think, you're better than me?" And I have to answer that with yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Because if I don't think I'm better than you, I'm never going to be better than myself.
Right.
And not only that, I'm better than you because I changed my life and you're still in that same life. I can't be around people that still associate with themselves with that, or I feel still associate themselves with that. So yes, I have to be better and move on.
And that's you know
if
what
that makes sense.
Yo, it makes absolute sense because I 100% agree. So people think that like when this term judgment comes up, people act like it's some sort of fucking satanic fucking evil thing. Judgment is what's kept us all alive. Every last one of us that has a living that has a pulse in our living body has used judgment to keep that pulse going. And that means that you're going to be better than other people. And I absolutely fucking despise. We got a rant coming. I absolutely fucking despise when people fucking tell me nobody's better or nobody's worse. We're all just different. Fuck you. Yes, we are fucking different, but yes, we are better. Yes, we are. And yes, we are worse. You're going to fucking sit here and tell me that the motherfucker that gets up every single fucking day at 4:00 in the morning to go to a job he fucking hates and works 16 hours a fucking day to support his fucking family is no better than the fucking meth head that's sleeping in a refrigerator box on the corner in the city street. Go fuck yourself. When people ask me, well, when people ask me, like, you think you're better than me? Fuck yes, I do.
Yes.
But some other people will be like, you think you're better than me? I'm like, no, I ain't nearly there yet, brother, but I will be.
Yeah, but I will
be, you know? Yeah. But like, I'll give you an example. A perfect example is, so last year, okay, so I don't know how into astrology you are or anything like that, but I've been reading some shit and it's funny because all the shit I've been reading as of the last 2 weeks, it really did map out my whole year, especially when it came to relationships. So I had this best friend. We'd been friends for 20 some fucking years. We were best friends since high school. Hung out every fucking weekend, this and that and the other thing. And I try over the fucking decades to get this dude to pull his head out of his ass. Try over the fucking decades to get him to do something better for his life, for himself, for his wife, for his kids. Never would do it. So finally, I reached that fucking position where I cannot watch my fucking friend live this life anymore. If you either have to you either have to shift this life around, or I have to stop watching it happen. So we had a blowout, right? And I told him everything. This is what I see the problems are. And it went all the way down to this fucking guy couldn't have a normal conversation for more than 2 minutes without having to throw in one-liners to protect his ego. It came up the other day with a mutual friend of ours. I was having a conversation. Now, I haven't talked to that guy. Everybody knows him. It's fucking Matt. I haven't talked to Matt since fucking February of 2025. And another fucking a mutual friend of ours, we were in a conversation the other day, and he's like, well, do you think you're better than him? I was like, yeah, absolutely, I fucking do. I absolutely do. Because he's older than me. He continues to make stupid fucking decisions. And then when the only person in his fucking life that was willing to tell him what he needed to hear so that he could actually get on track to living the life he deserved to live, when he heard all that, he walked. He wouldn't say another fucking word to me. When I told him his life was fucked up and how to fix it, he didn't want nothing to do with it. So yeah, if you can't, even if nothing else, if you're on the level where you can't hear criticism about your life that you know is fucked up, without walking away and never talking to that person, whoever you just walked away from is better than you and will always be better than you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Feel the same exact way.
Yeah. And I'm sure we've all had friends that everybody, it's kind of a life thing where you get friends and, things happen and you don't talk or you cut ties or, it sucks when you've got people like us. We're all addicts. Like we all turned our lives around. We all had to fucking scrape and claw and pull ourselves out of these holes we dug ourselves. Yes, we dug ourselves, but we did the fucking work to get out of it. Now we're at a situation where we know the bottom, the bowels of humanity, and we're willing to use our experience. We're willing to own that outright publicly and forego all the shame so that it will help other fucking people. But some of these other people have the balls to say that we're not worth listening to.
Yeah, go figure.
Would you not say that is a problem with society across the board?
It is a huge problem with society, and I totally agree with you on that. And the reason being is because not only was I in that hole, but the rocks were continuously piling on top of me. And I had to take each one of those rocks one by one all the way down to a grain of fucking sand to dust myself off to get to where I am today. I have a Harley. I have a 2018 115th anniversary edition Harley, full bagger. I have a brand new car sitting outside, a house, an amazing family that I didn't have fucking 3 years ago. So when people are going to look at me and say, oh, you think you're something? Yes, I fucking think I'm best thing. I think I'm better than fucking sliced cheese. You're absolutely correct. Yes.
Fucking A. Fucking A. I agree with you.
In 3 years, tell me somebody that's done that in 3 years that didn't lose everything, that wasn't homeless, that came from being homeless and having nothing, no job or anything, to now working for myself and owning what I own.
Yeah, that's me. I was a fucking massive cokehead. Now I'm a homeowner in a nice neighborhood. I got brand new fucking cars. I got toys. I got the best relationship I could ever fucking imagine. And that's not in relation to other things. No, we have a fucking kick-ass relationship. She's my person. I'm her person. Everything's awesome.
Bro, we could literally have an argument, and in 5 minutes we could be laughing about that fucking argument.
Yeah, that's like, not me and my wife.
Truly my best friend.
That's not me and my wife either.
Me and my wife will drag that shit out for a couple of days. At the end of that fucking little stint, one of us inevitably will admit, like, all right, I might have been an asshole. So, is the fridge still in the kitchen?
We don't apologize to each other. So when we do apologize to each other, I'll be like, if I know I'm in the wrong and I'll apologize to her, I'll say, I accept your apology. So like she doesn't, so that, and she'll start laughing, and that's literally how we get over our arguments. That's like awesome. We literally will get over them by joking with each other. So that is my best friend in the whole world.
And you know what's ironic? One thing I've noticed with a lot of former, let's just say addicts, is that the ones that actually get their shit together, like we see right here, it is a fight for us to be able to do that. But what we've been able to do and been able to accomplish, even regarding what the path we took to get here, like all you guys, I got the nice, I got the new car, I got the house, I got the toys, I got the motorcycle in the garage, I got money in the bank. I ain't got no really worries as far as that goes financially and stuff like that. But man, it took a lot of work to get to where I'm at.
Yes.
Because they constantly stack the deck. The deck is constantly stacked, but it just how you're able to get to where you need to go and just keep fighting, just hit it like a freight train, just not stop. Keep that fucking pedal pegged.
That's the only way to do it, Dave. Really, I mean, it really is. As all three of us know, there's only one way to do it, and that is to put your foot in that fucking oil pan and just go for it, and don't let off. Because as soon as you let off, that's when everything falls apart.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mat the gas until I see a fucking checkered flag or God.
Yeah, that's literally what you have to do when you're in recovery. You literally have to just focus on what's ahead of you, not what's behind you.
Well, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was going to say the one thing that I didn't like, because when I went through recovery and stuff like that, when I was in rehab and halfway houses, is for me, the only thing that didn't really resonate well with me was they try to base it up around religion so much at the place I was at. And that was one thing that for me, it was the hardest thing for me to try to just resonate with. But
yeah,
I feel that even though I wasn't able to resonate with it, I still was able to come out of it. So for those that, those people out there that may, that they're going through recovery of some sort, if it doesn't resonate to you, it's okay. You just got to keep pushing. It's about just where you want to be, where you see yourself, what you want, and just set those baby goals, whatever that you have to do, and take those baby steps and get there, but just don't stop.
Yeah, so I didn't go to a rehab. I didn't do rehab. I literally locked myself in my room for 2 weeks. So that, and literally went through the withdrawals and the chemicals out naturally, no other chemicals. Because in my head, I felt like, why am I going to go from one chemical to another? Like people go for, which I'm not knocking people's sobriety. So whoever's listening, please do not take me as knocking your sobriety. I don't believe in Suboxone. I don't believe in methadone. That's my personal belief. That's not everybody's. I just felt to myself, if I'm getting off one substance, I do not want to get onto another.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and I agree. And when I was going through rehab and stuff like that, I wasn't taking anything. It was just, I had to be in rehab, but I refused what I needed to refuse, and I went through what I had to. And for me, it was a learning experience. It told me, I don't want to fucking be here again at all.
Well, the thing with rehab is that it works for some people and it doesn't work for other people, and they want to make you feel guilty.
No, we lost Cliff. Did we lose everything?
Awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I think we lost Cliff for some reason. I think his camera just got disconnected.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know exactly, but where he was going with that. I think we are still recording too.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I mean,
hurry
this
back,
is
Cliff, hurry back if you can hear us.
Yeah, this is what happens when the train just kind of derails a little bit.
Yeah.
And you got no mic, man. Your mic's not working, bro.
I got no mic?
No, Cliff doesn't. Still nothing, Cliff.
How about now?
I think we should say something again. Yeah, we got you. I think we should keep this in the show.
Every motherfucking time this goddamn piece of shit fucks me in the ass.
Aren't you using the new computer?
No, I'm not using the new computer. I've got 1,000 trillion fucking things to do before I can use that new computer for this shit.
That's it, man. That tells me I need to come over there and get your computer up and fucking going so we can get that thing hooked up so you don't have this problem.
We just recorded a show with zero fucking issues.
I know, we did.
Now we got issues.
Didn't you have an issue with Ant too when you were doing podcasts with him?
Every single fucking episode, I have a fucking issue. I
was at his house when you had the issue.
Yeah, every single fucking time I have this issue where it's just like it just all of a sudden stops communicating, and then it'll be like, oh, just kidding, I'm communicating, but you have to go reset everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that issue with Jess. Like my internet went out when I was having when I had Jess on my show. What was it, a couple weeks ago? And I'm just like, starting to get into it. All of a sudden, boom, gone. I'm like, you motherfucker.
That was my problem with Ant. That was the big problem with Ant. It wasn't my computer that time. It was the fucking internet. My internet had been going. I had gone out like 6 or 7 different times throughout that day. And I got home and my wife told me, and I was like, fuck, had to be today. Had to be today. Had to be today.
The day got Ant on it has to go out today,
right? Yeah.
Well, and the great thing is like, I mean, this is just reality of these shows. I mean, this stuff happens, and just like, imagine if we were live right now. If we were live right now, people would be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, it's unreal. But oh God,
you were on a rant. You were starting on a rant about rehabs and stuff.
Oh, well, it's, the rehabs. Okay. So like rehab, their number one thing is to make you feel guilty if you feel like the rehab isn't for you. Right. So I quit a 10 gram a day cocaine habit, which is out fucking rageous by anybody's fucking standards. I mean, that's high end dealer shit from Colombia fucking habit status. I quit that motherfucker without rehab, without counseling. Yeah. I woke up that morning and I was chopping my lines and I was like, these are the last ones. These are the last ones I'm going to do. So from fucking 5 minutes after I did those fucking lines to, I don't know, for the next 2.5 years, every minute was work. Every minute was fucking work, not doing it. I mean, and you can smell the shit, like it just like the smell of it'll just pop out of nowhere. You're like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. That smell, that drip that you used to get back.
My last time using was literally in North Carolina's airport on December 7th.
Jesus.
I literally brought it with me, bro. I brought it with me on the plane. They never found it. I did a line in the bathroom on the plane from Florida to North Carolina. And then I got off the plane, went into the bathroom, looked at the baggie and said, this is it. Did the last line, came home, started my withdrawals December 8th at 3:30 in the morning.
That's fucking awesome. So you weren't the black tar guy then?
No, I didn't shoot up. Okay. No, I didn't stick myself with a needle. I snorted it.
Yeah, that seems to be a whole nother monster. Like, maybe not necessarily worse, but it's a whole different monster to deal with.
Yeah. So I went from, so I broke my elbow when I was 14. How I got addicted to it, and, you know, to go way, way back.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I broke my elbow when I was 14. Playing basketball, I was hanging on the rim in junior high, and we weren't supposed to. A friend of mine come over, pulled me off the rim, and come down like that, and shoved my forearm up into my elbow and shattered it. Got pain meds. And when I couldn't get them anymore, where do you go? You go to your friends' medicine cabinets, because their parents always have them, you know, because you're talking back in 1997, 96, 95, you know, so it wasn't a huge pandemic at this time. And then when Vicodins weren't enough, I switched to Tylox. And then when Tylox wasn't enough, I went to Roxy's, and then to Oxys, and then to heroin, and then to fentanyl. So over 32 years, it's just been a roller coaster of how am I going to get high?
Explain to me, if you could, explain to me the fentanyl thing, because I've never done fentanyl. I've done a lot of shit, but I never did fentanyl. And everything we hear of is it's always, when it comes to fentanyl, it's split between two things. It's either this tiny grain of shit that fits on the head of a pin will fucking kill you, or this person's been addicted to fentanyl for. How does this work? Like, how does the fentanyl work? Because if it does it kill you, or does it not kill you? Do you have to mix it with?
It can, and it will. So it depends on how much you use and how much it's been cut.
Okay.
Like people are dying because there's. So here's the thing. Like I smoke weed. I'll only go to a dispensary. I will not go anywhere else. People are spraying the weed plants, their own weed plants, with fentanyl. And they're selling it to people. And people are smoking it and fucking dying because they have no idea. No one's telling them that there's fentanyl in it.
Right.
So, yes, a little grain that goes on the tip of a sharpened pencil will kill you. My tolerance was so high for it that I could literally do 4 or 5 grams of fentanyl a day. Because it's like anything, you work your way up to that. You can't just go into a store and grab a 6-pack and chug a fucking 6-pack right there and not puke.
Right.
You know, you gotta, for your first time ever drinking, you gotta work your way up to those things, you know, just like smoking cigarettes, anything like that. Your body has to build that tolerance. So there are people that are allergic to fentanyl that will die immediately. If their body doesn't like it, they'll die. They'll overdose. Then there's people that can do it and nothing ever happens to them. And I happen to be one of them. I purposely overdosed. I knew what I was doing when I did it. So
my only overdose story was a 10-10 challenge. I shot for 10 grams in 10 minutes, and I made 9.5, and fucking my eye just went poof. And it was like somebody painted it red, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. And then I just laid on the floor and watched all the shit bags around me. And that was one of those fucking pivotal moments where I was like, you guys are the scum of the fucking earth. Like, you're walking over my body here, not even giving a shit. Mm-hmm. You're me, I'm you. I can't have this. And then I quit. Like, fuck that.
I woke up to paramedics, nurses, and police giving me CPR. You're giving me chest compressions in Ocala, Florida's hospital. My cousin got in a major car wreck, and that's how I survived. They hammered me with 5 hits of Narcan and woke up to chest compressions.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
So you said you're totally fucking clean now. I mean, we smoke weed,
yes.
But I smoke weed. I smoke weed like a fucking chimney, and so does Dave. Bust you.
1,000. I don't drink anyway. So even when I was an addict, I drink every now and then. Yeah. But I'm not a drinker, so that doesn't affect me. I can go have a drink here and there. But yeah, other than that, all drugs except for marijuana. Yeah, I'm clean. I don't touch it. It does not get in my system.
Yeah, I smoke weed. I'll drink occasionally, but I've never been a drinker ever.
Really. Well, hold on. I can't say that because I just had hernia surgery. And they did send me home with 5 Oxy-5s, and I did take them for the first day because I was in so much pain. Yeah. But after nodding off the couple, I was like, this is why I don't want this. I don't want the feeling. So my brain's never been like, oh my God, I need to go back to that. Right. So, you know, and like the wife said, she's like, you had surgery. There's a big difference in you going out looking for it. You didn't go searching for it. You had to have it for surgery. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's like
I don't look at that. I don't look at that as like relapsing.
Yeah, well, that's a lot like, you know, my surgeries and shit. Like I take, because I did muscle relaxers for a minute there, and I really didn't care for them that much, you know. So like the surgery, like we got all these pills, and we got oxy this and that's, codones and threes and all sorts of shit. And it was basically a cocktail when I had my motorcycle accident. And my wife's like, I'm like, I don't want to take them. And I fucking woke up screaming because like when in my motorcycle accident, I had to have my whole right ankle and foot reconstructed because I spun that bitch around and shattered everything. Yeah. So I had to get it all. And I woke up screaming, like literally screaming. And she's like, you have to take the fucking pills. I was like, no, I don't want to take the fucking pills. And I took the fucking pills. I'm like, all right, it's a little bit more bearable now. But what was really great about it is that in that moment, I was like, I can feel all the stuff, the familiar feelings, and I don't want none of it. Like I felt what mine all the familiarity, and I was like, I don't want none of this shit, none of it. Mm-hmm. That's
so
when you know you're over.
When I realized when I was taking the prescriptions that were prescribed to me for my surgery on my hernia, I was realizing when I was taking the last one, I'm like, I'm nodding off and I'm not liking this. Like you can see in one of my videos, bro. If you go back to October 13th, I believe it was, October 13th, you can see that I got a red shirt on and I'm sitting in a recliner. And the video, I think, might be in the millions on the views, but it was the one where that guy had his hair painted different colors, and he was screaming at the podium.
I remember.
I'll send you the video, but you can see that I look fucked up, and it's because I was on my pain meds that were prescribed to me. And when I saw that video the next day, I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, Lois, are you going to take that down? I said, no, I'm not taking that down. It was doing well, but it gives me a reminder of, wow, I look dumb as fuck. Yeah. Even though I was prescribed them, I still see myself going, holy shit, that's what I was like for 32 years. Now I know why I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah. Well, and that's an incredible thing. You know, what you just said, it's like, I know I was prescribed them. That's such a fucking cop out for people, is this prescription shit. Like these bitches will walk around, and it's always the women, especially, that they've got a lot of shit to say about how you're living as they're fucking dumping handfuls of Xanny bars down their throat because they can't deal with the kids they didn't want to have. Like, it's so fucking out. But when you attack them about it, they're like, well, these are prescribed. Well, that makes it okay. You're walking through life in a daze, totally fucked up, but it's prescribed, so it's okay. It's legal, so it's okay. You know, like that argument is so fucking outrageous, and it takes a true motherfucker, a real motherfucker that's actually been in the grips of addiction to understand that what you're feeling is actually bad. What you're feeling, this euphoric fucking, oh, everything's so nice. That's bad. You don't want that.
Mm-hmm. I did not fucking like it one bit. I literally woke up the next morning and said, thank God I don't have to take those again. And like literally, ever since I don't like them, even though I ate them and I didn't snort them, obviously because I'm not an addict anymore. I mean, I'm always going to be an addict, but I'm not an active addiction. So I was taking them as prescribed, and I still did not like it. It hurt me to take them. When she told me that they gave me fentanyl for my anesthesia, Cliff, I broke down crying. Because I felt in my head, I threw my recovery out the fucking window. Yeah. I was a failure in my head because I let them give me fentanyl. And she's like, you just had surgery. Yeah. You had major surgery. It's not like you went in and they sewed up your little fingertip. They literally put a robot in your body and went down in your groin. Like... So
yeah, well, and you didn't. It's not like you're like, give me the fentanyl. Give me the fentanyl. No, they just gave you what they needed to give you, and that's the way it was. It had nothing to do with you. But I totally understand feeling like, you know, it was like the same thing with quitting smoking for me. You know, it's like fucking I'd quit smoking for 6 months, and I'd have a cigarette or 2 puffs of a cigarette, and I'm like, well, the last 6 months are fucking trash. It's fucking gone. It's over. It's done. I'm fucked. You know.
I quit smoking.
Yeah.
I quit smoking.
So you know how hard it is, you know?
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. Smoke is one of the fucking hardest things to quit. Is because you can go anywhere and get the shit, you know?
And that's how I feel about alcoholics too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like alcoholics and people that quit smoking cigarettes have it worse than anybody else when it comes to their recovery, because they can literally go anywhere and it's right there for them.
I'll give you one better. I'll do you one better than cigarettes and alcohol. Food. So I've wrestled with food addiction my whole life. You know, it's always been there for me. It doesn't judge me. It only makes me smile. It's my best friend when everybody hates me. You know, I've dealt with this. And the fucked up thing about food addiction is that it is a real fucking addiction. It's a psychological addiction, just like fucking methamphetamines, fentanyl, and this and that. That's and then it becomes a physical addiction. But now the problem with food is you still need it. You have to have it. So it's like if you know, with a fentanyl addiction, it's like, you've got to have 5 grams a day, but 10 grams is the addiction, you know, level. But you got to have it every single day. And I know you were doing 15 grams a day, but we got to give you the 5 every single day. All that does is enough. All it does is put enough in your fucking system to give you the taste, to make you want more of it. You know what I mean? Yep. So it gets really fucking hard. But that's not to take away from the difficulty of smoking and alcohol, because I mean, alcohol, I've watched alcohol destroy more people than it hasn't. And that's why I just never got into it. Like outside of me, my mom and dad and my sister, who is 10 years older than me and mentally retarded as fuck legally, totally there, forever going to be a very slow 12-year-old. And my grandmother, outside of us, everybody in my family was a raging alcoholic that I knew, that I saw. Raging fucking alcoholic. We had one guy fucking fall down in a fucking campfire, and the only reason anybody knew he burned to death is because his legs were hanging out of it the next night or the next morning when they walked out of their trailer. So alcohol for me was just never a thing. And then I got into weed, and then I was like, well, weed's kind of downy. Like I like to be picked up a little bit, you know? Then I got into coke, and then, then everything else happened, ecstasy and all these other fucking pills and stuff. But the hardest addiction I have ever dealt with, ever quit, I'll say quit, because I haven't quit food. The hardest one I've ever dealt with is food. The hardest one I've ever quit was cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarettes.
I can agree on the cigarettes. 1000% agree on the cigarettes. Because that one's taken me a long time to quit. I'm recently quit, like weeks of probably maybe just over a couple months, actually, because I ended up smoking again. I quit for a while, and then I picked it back up again, and then she was like, "You need to stop. You need to stop. Your breathing sucks. You need to stop. You need to stop." And so I've stopped and went to the doctors, and now I've got.
Yep. Oh. That's typically what happens after when somebody quits. Yep.
Well, I think that's the thing, that the important thing for people that don't understand addiction, they don't understand being in the throes of addiction. We're not addicts because we like our life to suck. People aren't addicts because they like to be on the street. They like to have pussing open wounds on their arms. They don't like this. Right. The fact is that they hate something else in their life, or their body, or their mind, or their heart, or their soul. They hate something there more than they hate that. And what creates that is the solution that puts that other thing that they hate more at ease. People are addicts because that is a solution. I need my mind right now. I need to stop thinking about this right now. I need to stop feeling this right now. And what works the best? That. So I'm going to have that. That's all it is. It's not, being a crank addicted fucking whatever doesn't make your life better. It makes your life worse. But it takes this one thing that you blame for all of every piece of pain that you've ever suffered. It makes that go away.
You know what that one thing is? Yourself.
Yeah.
You hate yourself so much you can't even deal with yourself, so you medicate yourself.
I was actually going to say myself, because that was my biggest problem with my addiction, is because I hated myself so much. And that's why I just I don't have to feel this way if I do this. And that's why I did it. I would, drinking, coke, all that, the fun stuff.
It is the fun stuff.
We thought it was fun.
yeah, we did. But in reality, it was just destroying us and killing us, from within. And, but it got your mind off of all the bullshit that's going on. It lets you be in this state of euphoria where nothing mattered, nothing, you don't have a care in the world. It's just like, it's just you, that the drug of choice, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me with alcohol, like I don't drink anymore because I know my family has that history of alcoholism, and I was an alcoholic at one point and what it was doing to me. And one day I'm just like, I'm done. And I haven't touched a drink, over 4 years now.
Wow. Good for you.
That's awesome.
So that's awesome.
But weed, mushrooms, those are still on the table.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do there. Joe Rogan does it. Should be fine.
Well, I mean, the mushrooms for me, I don't just like go out and just take a whole bunch just to get that high.
Yeah.
It's more medicinal. You microdose it because it helps to rewire the brain, especially with people with PTSD like I do suffer from. It helps to rewire the brain and helps you to have that calm and helps you to be able to make sense of things.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, when I was going through my addiction, like, doing mushrooms, I think it was the mushrooms when I did mushrooms for the first time, when I was heavily addicted to everything else, that just opened my mind and just got me to start thinking like, I don't want to be living my life like this anymore.
Yeah.
So it put me in that position where I had to be at that time and made me realize like, whoa, and I have to credit that aspect of it for that. But I don't encourage anybody to just go out there and just go grab mushrooms, whatever, and do them, do it under supervision, but microdose. Microdosing is actually very beneficial, either with that or psilocybin, which is, you don't get the hallucinogenic aspect of it, but you won't get that if you do microdose.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to mushrooms, I'm more of the give me a pile and I'm racing to the fucking moon. I want to see bunny rabbits shitting fucking jelly beans. I want to see the cast of Space Jam basketball movie playing ping pong. I want to see some fucked up shit.
You won't see that on mushrooms.
You haven't taken enough, son.
I have, but I've also taken a lot of acid too.
Yeah, acid. If you really want to see that shit, that's where acid comes in, because mushrooms bend the rules. Acid just wipes the slate clean and makes its own fucking rules called none.
The problem with acid is, though, man, is you wake up, before you actually crash, your back starts hurting from the stick nine or whatever they call that. Yeah. Strychnine in it, and that stuff's horrible.
So now, as we've moved, all of us have moved out of our addictions and whatnot, and you are doing your thing. You're growing on social media. You're owning your own business. You got your life fucking blooming and blossoming in front of you. I want to get back to the political thing because, there is a great divide right now growing in the conservative movement that is starting fires in every other movement, because now we're seeing, I believe what they call it, fracturing. Okay. The conservatives are fracturing. And what is, it's amusing to me. I'll be honest with you. It's amusing to me because I don't claim a team. Like, I think the left, if you're on the left, you're just as fucking stupid as you are if you're on the right. And that's the only place you ever find yourself. Like, I like to be in the middle because sometimes I like to dabble on the left. Sometimes I like to dabble on the right because sometimes y'all motherfuckers got some good points and we should talk about these points. But now what we're seeing is a panic take over the internet, because with the left, everybody left of center, they stick together 100%. You can't get between these motherfuckers. They will push anything they need to push, no matter how blatant the lie is. They will push it and they will stick together to get their fucking means. But now the people on the right, everything right of center, there is massive fracturing happening there, massive amounts of fracturing. And I'd like to know, because you are really, I mean, you've pigeonholed yourself into that conservative commentation that you're now coming out of into the middle where the real people are and whatnot. No offense. I don't want you to take offense to that. But now as you're making this shift to where the far middle, let's call it, And you're starting to see, because you're starting to see that the right really is the left. And the left really is the right, because at the core of both of them, you're not supposed to question anything your side says. And you've been doing a lot of questioning lately. And it's been making my fucking dick hard. I'm loving hearing all of you motherfuckers start questioning all this shit, sliding a little bit away from that team, that whole team atmosphere.
I'm not going to say I'm sliding away from the team. I'm going to say that we need to ask questions. Whether we want to hear those questions, hear the answers or not, we need to ask the questions. So if you feel that I'm sliding away from it, I could be a little bit. Am I going to stay there over on the right all the way, or on the conservative side all the way? Probably not, Cliff. Probably not. With everything I'm seeing, then I feel, like I said, I wear my Patriot products. I wear them proudly because I am America first. And I am going to ask fucking questions. So if they feel that I'm not conservative enough for them, then so fucking be it. I don't care. I don't need your confirmation on who I am or where I fucking live.
Well, that's what I meant by sliding away from the team. So when I consider the teams, you got your left, you got your right, you got your liberals and your conservatives, and they're the same fucking teams. They're just on different sides. The people that play on the conservative team believe every bit as hard as the people on the liberal team that you're not supposed to question the team. You're not supposed to question the president. You're not supposed to question your elected officials. You're not supposed to question it. So when I say you're sliding away from the team, it's actually a very, very, it's a lot of credit that I'm giving you, because we need more and more people sliding.
I think it's hard for my brain to recognize that right now. You know what I mean? But it's also recognizing the fact that these questions need to be fucking asked. Because if we don't ask these questions, we're never going to get the answers.
Right.
Okay, so here's a good one. Here's a couple good ones. One, Epstein files. Two, Charlie Kirk. We're never going to fucking know either one of them. Do you guys hear that? We are never going to know who killed Charlie Kirk, and we're never going to know who's on that fucking Epstein list. So stop asking.
I would tell you.
Stop asking. We're not going to know.
I would tell you this when it comes to both of those things. The more I find out, the more I might be leaning on the idea that Charlie Kirk isn't dead.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning.
I have been rabbit holing down this motherfucker, not nearly as much as some other people, but the rabbit holes I've gone down kind of do point in the to the notion that maybe he's not dead, because there is some circumstantial evidence.
And why do you think we will never know the answer?
Right.
You'll never get the answer to it, because they don't want us to know the answer to it. Because I've been going down the rabbit hole. I haven't been going down it that far, but I just started going down the rabbit hole because I've been hearing people talk about it. And that's why I say we're never going to know.
I would say
it's always going to be a notion.
Yeah, I would say I don't think Charlie Kirk's dead. I do think that Erica Kirk and Candace is one big fucking stage show.
Yes, I
don't think Candace is as crazy as people think she is, and I don't think Erica is as fucking wholesome as she thinks she is. People think she is. I think Erica Kirk is one of the biggest piles of shit on fucking planet. I'm gonna come out and say that right now. I think she's a fucking pile of shit, because everything that I have seen for the last 2 months has been nothing but ratting her out. How she says she never dated, but she was married to that one dude, or almost married to the one dude. How she said she never drank, but she was a fucking alcoholic, allegedly, of course. How she never did this, but she did a lot of it. She never was here, but she was there a lot. Everything about her was, to me, is Hollywood plant. I don't have any love for her. And then the fact, the day after your husband dies, somehow, and I'm saying the day after, metaphorically, air quotes, somehow that stadium was already rented 4 months before your husband's murder, had the pyrotechnics already set up in it, had the playlists already set up, had the stagehands already. You had all of this shit set up. And there's no fucking way it could have happened if it was, I don't give a fuck who you got on it. You can't organize us. And then you hit the fucking stage like a goddamn rock star. Like, that's not a grieving widow to me, you know, like, no, it's just not. And then she wanted to hand the basically, well, and
we can't of the eyes.
Yeah.
The tapping of the eyes. Like,
yeah. And we can't forget that she took the $150 million from Israel that Charlie Kirk turned down. We can't forget that she took that money. That was 149 something $million that she took that Charlie Kirk turned down. She took that motherfucker immediately. And then all of a sudden, when people got eyes on that, that's when Candace really started. That's when she really got loud. This whole fucking thing was a theater stage show. I think Charlie Kirk was a good dude. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know that he's not dead, but I honestly, if I'm telling you the truth, I don't think he's dead. I think he got in over his head, and just like, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they paid her to shut the fuck up and go away. They paid Charlie Kirk to shut the fuck up and go away, and he did that. Mm-hmm. That's why we, you know, all these code talks from Kash Patel and Bongino and Bondi and these other three fucking people, all these talk and codes, you can literally link that back to government facilities that are actually made for witness protection. You know, so we have that. But in the midst of all of this, I think people have they've lost sight of the fact that you are supposed to question everything. You are supposed to. You're supposed to ask, why is this fucked up? Why is Erica Kirk trying to give fucking Turning Point USA to Ben Shapiro now? Why is, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene $150 million richer than she was 3 weeks ago, and now she's quitting the government? Why is this thing? Why are these things happening? And that's where I say that the far middle is where we are, where we need to be, and that's where America First is. Because I also don't get behind this whole America First. Anytime you give it a fucking term that comes from I tell Dave all the time. We have conversations. I tell Dave all the time. I think Nick Fuentes is a Fed. You can't say how is it that Nick Fuentes can come out and say the wild shit that he says and never have anything happen, never get a death threat, never get a fucking, he had the one guy knocked on his door with a gun in his hand that looked like he was just got done riding a skateboard. This was not a hitman, you know? So, but he likes to say that was somebody tried to kill him. Like, how do you say this shit and you don't get shut down? But then other people say, I mean, they just skim the surface of what some of the shit he says, and they're taken out immediately. Myron Gaines.
An account warning on TikTok that I've had on there for 2 months. They won't take it off.
I got the same thing on Facebook. Yeah, there's problems with your Facebook page, but they want, and then it gives you a tab to fix it. But when you click fix it, it just says we removed it, and it doesn't give you an option.
Yeah, I got the same thing on Instagram. Yeah, and that's one of the other things. Oh, you getting paid for this? Really? Would you like to see what I get paid from fucking Meta? Right. Would you? Because it's absolutely zero.
So, well, that's one I get all the time, because you know my content. Yeah. I talk about race, and everybody that immediately says, if you talk about race on the internet, you're just doing it for clicks and shit. I fucking tell people, yes, I get paid for Meta. I'm monetized. Why wouldn't I be? I've got hundreds of thousands of followers that are fucking following me and sharing my shit. Why shouldn't I get a little bit of money for it? But here's the difference. If I was doing this for clicks and views and dollars, don't you think that I would just be out here dropping hard R's all the time? I would be saying the most shocking shit that would offend the most people, because they are the ones that get the clicks. They're the ones that get the views. I wouldn't be out here telling all the white boys, hey, I understand I was a fucking neo-Nazi racist skinhead, and my race was my religion, my skin was my uniform, and white people should be the only fucking people that should ever live. I know that I was that, but let me tell you, we're not that great. We're not that awesome. In fact, if you look at our government, it's all white people selling white people up the river every fucking time. We're not that great. We need to work with the black people. Black people right now fucking suck. Black people are the worst in that their culture has ever been right now in 2025, 2026. Worst they've ever been. Why would I come out here and say, we got to turn this shit around? this is the fucking issue, and this is why we don't like you. This is what you need to fix, and then we will like you. Why would I say that? Because now I've got everybody in the black community coming at me and everybody in the white community coming after me. If I was just here to get paid, I would just be saying some shocking shit and walking away. Yeah. That's fucking it. But we have missions. Everybody that comes on, like you, Dave, me, Ant, Colton, Conservative Willie, fucking Blake Shelton, everybody. We all have a fucking mission. And that's why we do our shit. We are not doing it for pay. We're doing it for the fucking payout, for the end goal. You know what I mean?
We're doing it because it's what we're meant to do. Like I truly believe that this is what we are meant to do. Yeah. And speak out. I mean, because if no one speaks out, nothing is ever going to happen. No, right. There's never going to be a change. Even if there isn't a change, at least we put forth an effort to make a change.
Well, and it's just like you just said, if nobody speaks out, it gets worse. Okay. So I again, as you guys, we all do, everybody that's listening, most likely, I get people pushing back like, all you do is fuck you talk, but what's gotten better? Okay. Let me hand you this one. Let me hand you that one. I'll give you that one. What's gotten better? But let me ask you this. What's gotten worse, and how much worse could it have gotten if nobody was talking about it? That's why I say that it's so important for cultural commentators and political commentators specifically to not quit, to continue saying our piece, to continue being across the radio waves, the airwaves with our voices, because we're the ones that are basically stopping it from getting as worse as it could possibly get, as fast as it could possibly get there. Yes, they're going to do their shit that they want to do. Yes, they're going to fucking play their games, their shadow games. They're going to do all their bullshit. But imagine how bad it would be if nobody spoke out against it. That is the replacement that they're trying to get done now with all of the people in America. They want, and this is the other thing that people don't understand. When we talk about the American politicians, people need to stop talking about the American politician as if they want the same thing the American people want. The American politician wants wealth and control. That is fucking it. They will do whatever the fuck they have to do to get that. Now, let me ask you, is it going to be are they going to be wealthier and have more control if they have a country of 300 million first-rate minds like America was 10, 20 years ago? Or are they going to have more wealth and more control on a country of 500 million nothings? 500 million people that won't question if the president of the United States walked through the streets with a fucking golf club, taking motherfuckers out. Nobody says a fucking word in that society. That is the society that the American politician and every other politician across the globe wants. They want full control, full power of the wealth and the influence of the people and the nation that they oversee. And the only way they can get 100% of the wealth and 100% of the control is that if there is not a 500,000 to 25 million to 50 million to 350 million first-rate minds in that country.
Exactly.
No,
exactly. I also, go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, and that's basically, they need that control. You can break it down. Let's take a look. Politicians, when they first go in, they get the small salary, but yet somehow within a matter of a couple of years, they end up millionaires. Yeah. And people need to start questioning that. Like, how are you getting millions of dollars when you go in, you owe debt for your college, you owe debt for this and that and the other. Your salary is based on, like, let's say 175,000, whatever it is.
174,000.
But somehow in 2 to 3 years, by the end of your first term, let's just say, you've got about $30 million sitting in your bank. How is that possible? And if we don't question that, which people don't like to question that because they don't want to know, but we people like us, we need to keep questioning that to bring more attention to it so people start waking up. And I've seen people that have been on the left that are coming more towards the middle because they're seeing the bullshit. They want to ask those questions. They want to know because people are getting sick of it.
Well, here's the issue.
It on both sides.
I think we know
on both sides.
I think we know.
And like Dave said, I am seeing it on both sides. I am seeing left ask the questions. I'm seeing the right ask the questions. Are they all doing it? No. But you're starting to see more and more people being like, wait a minute here. Where's my fucking tax dollars going again? Like in the past few days, I've seen a bunch of videos, and it's coming from the left too, saying that they're not going to pay their taxes. They're just not going to file. Claim exempt.
Yeah. And here's the thing that I think the overarching problem though is, I just did a video about this, is nobody's willing to do anything. We know why all of our fucking congressmen are worth hundreds of millions of dollars in just a couple of years of making $174,000 a year. We know. It's all out there. The information's all been exposed. They get all of the fucking information for what's going to happen with the technology companies before it happens. And then they get to position themselves in a place of winning. Here,
inside trading.
Yeah, we already fucking know. But when it comes down to it, what happens? What do? We just keep asking the same question. Well, how did you get that money? How did you get that money? You know how they got the money. Now the question needs to be, what do we plan on doing about it? And then when you ask that question, what do you hear? Vote this way, vote that way, vote. What the fuck is voting doing? Other than letting us know that if we do have to go back and count something or recount something, we'll have them. I understand that. But what the fuck does voting do other than provide you the emotional feeling of having taken part? I did some things for this country. I voted.
Let me put my sticker on. Let me put my sticker on there. I voted.
So now when we take it further, like I just did the video, like I said, or what? When we come to the part of or what never means anything for anybody. Yeah. Everybody wants to come out and say, you're not going to do that, or I'm going to fucking do that, or I'm going to, or you're going to what? No, you're not going to storm the Capitol with your friends and your $600 ARs. You're not going to do that. You're not going to stop paying your taxes. I know this is a fucking fancy little thing that's going around the internet, but nobody's going to stop paying their fucking taxes. Why?
Because nobody, I don't pay taxes. I haven't paid taxes in a long time, bro.
Well, I'll explain to you this. Most people, 99.9% of the people in this country will pay their fucking taxes while telling their friends they're not paying their fucking taxes.
Because they're sheep.
Well, no, it's because they can't afford the consequences. And this is the fucking problem that I see with this whole tax thing. Okay, so you've got all these mega millionaires out here. They're telling all the fucking broke people not pay their taxes. Mega millionaires can make it through the blowback. Mega millionaires can go through the consequence, the cycle of consequences that comes from not paying your taxes, even though technically it's a voluntary system. But we still get penalized and in prison if we don't pay it. But I don't know how that works out. But these motherfuckers that are out here telling everybody to not pay their taxes, they have no worries. They have the money to make it through the consequence system that may last for 2 to 10 years afterwards. They have the money. But now all these broke motherfuckers, and this is where I have to draw the line. This is where I have to think that maybe that this is again part of the theater, part of the orchestration to crumble America, is you have far more people in America than not that can't afford the consequences of not paying their taxes. They can't afford the government to garnish their checks, so they pay their fucking taxes. Well, maybe, just maybe, if you've got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene out here telling everybody not to pay their fucking taxes because she obviously just got bought out by Israel, in my opinion, wouldn't that seem like maybe she's part of the system? Maybe all these millionaires that are telling people not to pay their fucking taxes are just part of the theater to crumble a country, to revolutionize America as we know it. They are doing their part in keeping their wealth by telling all of us that we have to forego ours. Like when it comes to this tax situation, I don't know really what to think of it, but I think it is part of the orchestration. Now, I know, like you said, a lot of people don't pay their fucking taxes, haven't paid their taxes in years. Sure, that's going to come back to bite everybody. I mean, it always does. Here's my outtake on that one. So I look at it like this. If we all stop doing it, business owners, everybody just stops. Everybody claims exempt. Business owners don't file their taxes every quarterly. They just keep that money coming in, just the revenue coming in. You're going to crumple the system. Yeah, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt, yes. But can the IRS do something about that to every single American that stops doing it? No, they ain't got the technology to do that. And what, you stop the banks? Okay, so you stop the money from going in the banks.
So
Doesn't mean the money's still not there.
my question, okay, so here's when it comes to that, I never ever will ever say that the government doesn't have the technology to do something, because I believe all these UFOs are ours. Like, they're ours. Maybe not 100% of them, but 98% of the ones that we've seen, they're ours. They're testing. We know from whistleblowers that we got the fucking technology from 70 fucking years ago that we've been backtracking and reverse engineering. So I'll never say that the government doesn't have the technology. I will also say that the government doesn't have the wherewithal or the want to attack its own people. The American government seems to want to do nothing but attack its own people.
That's what it seems like now.
What's that?
That's what it seems like now.
Yeah, when you consider we're bringing in literal millions and tens of millions of people every single fucking month into this country to replace American citizens. We're fucking sending out tens of millions and billions of fucking dollars that the American citizens can use to better their lives. We're sending that out for fucking, transgender research in Pakistan and things like that. Homosexual fucking Sesame Street in Saudi Arabia. Like
Over in Iran.
Yeah, like we're sending it out. So it would appear that the American government hates the American citizen more than anybody on the face of the fucking planet. So
they're slaves, man. We're literally just their slaves.
Well, and I'm glad you talked about that. Let's talk about that, because Jews and Muslims are a big argument right now, and one of those aspects is slavery. Because the Jews want to the Jews believe that everybody that was not born Jewish is born to be a Jewish slave, like born to be the slave to the Jews. And you got the Muslims that believe that everybody wasn't born Muslim, either needs to convert or die or pay a tax, which they never go with the tax thing unless you have a lot of money. They never go with the tax thing. They don't go to your average blue collar neighborhood and be like, yeah, you can just give us $27 a month and we won't kill you for not agreeing with Allah or not agreeing with Muhammad. So, but it's important, I think, and I always get a lot of blowback when I talk about this, but we're in, just like you said, a system of slavery, and this is the Jewish system of slavery. Mm-hmm. Jewish people don't necessarily want to put you in handcuffs and collars. They want you to work for their money.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, and we've been doing it especially since 1914, really, but 1948 has been there was a real big shift in the American employment structure, don't you think? But now we got this Muslim thing where they just want to fucking kill everybody. So when we're talking about a population of people that is faced with being indentured servants and slaves for the rest of their lives to the Jewish people, or being killed by the Muslims, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of hope. So we look to the American government for that hope, and then they come out, they turn around and go, yeah, we're going to shut down your plant and just fill it with robots. like everybody fucking hates us.
Yeah, I agree. I think we are the most hated country.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yes. Yeah.
What I think what we should do is we should cut ties with NATO. I mean, fucking UK, you can suck a fucking dick. Germany, Europe, Germany, France, everywhere, y'all motherfuckers suck a dick. I think if you really wanted to get this motherfucker swung around in the realest way, we would ally with Russia.
I just said that to the wife the other day, and she looked.
Russia cares about its people. Happen. Nobody else cares about their people. Now I understand Russia's killing its people too. I understand it, but 3D printed meat is illegal in Russia.
Yes.
He pays people to farm organically. Like, there's a lot of great things that happen in Russia that are strictly for the benefit of the people of Russia.
Their police force is like our fucking military.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
We can learn a lot from them.
How did you, Doug, I want this question, because how did you take it? Like, I know people came at you when ICE started, militarized ICE started hitting the streets, the fucking military's in our fucking cities, the military's in our cities. How could we have this? What's your take on the military being, like, if we just, let's say, I don't know, replaced police with military?
Good.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
How about you, Dave?
Absolutely. Somebody that is trained to fucking kill when need to kill. Someone to, and that's the problem with our fucking police. The police are trained to fucking kill. They're not trained to fucking restrain. They're not trained to calm down the situation. They're trained to fucking pull their gun out of their holster and point it at you and say, I'm going to fucking kill you, and then pull the trigger. They're scared little bitches.
Yeah, well, especially nowadays. I mean, cops ain't nothing good for fucking society. That's a fact. I mean, within reason. I mean, we can't just take them out completely because then, I mean, the black population will just own everything. That's why you
replace them with the military.
Yeah. But then doesn't that get close to communism? Oh my God.
So you're going to tell me that gets close to communism, but we can have police officers that are law enforcement that do the same fucking shit that the military does, except they don't go across seas?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm on your side, bro. Like I'm fucking 100% in. Let's get let's erase cops and just station military. Because you know what? Here's the other thing is I know a lot of military people. I grew up in a military household. So I knew even more military people. And you know, the one thing that military people have or didn't have that the cops did have was an attitude of arrogance. Everybody I know in the military doesn't walk around like they own the fucking place. But every fucking cop I know walks around like they're the goddamn God's gift to this civilization. Every fucking one of them. That's a problem.
I agree. I agree. I 100% agree.
Well, so we've talked about addiction and we've allowed people to understand 3 times over between all 3 of us that if you're in the depths of despair of addiction, you do and can and will pull yourself out of it if you want it good enough. We've talked about this fracturing, this divisional political system between the left and the right. We've talked about wives. We've talked about good partners. We've talked about movement and forward progression throughout life. That all being said, I want to ask you one question before we wrap this shit up, Big Doug. Yeah. If I made you the president, and let's say you didn't have to answer to anybody, but you had 3 things. You had 3 opportunities to change three things, do 3 things that were going to change this country for the positive. What are you going to hit us with? President Doug, what you going to hit us with?
I am going to hit you with the deportation of all Muslims.
Okay, now we're talking.
You got my vote. We get, this is the land of God, and it's literally under one nation of God, not under the nation of Islam. None of that shit. Gone. You're all gone. Go back to your homes. You're not welcome here. Absolutely not welcome here. The second thing I would do is get rid of the Senate. I think I would keep the Congress, but I would get rid of the Senate somehow. I would try to figure out a way to get rid of the Senate. I think the Senate is the biggest part where the corruption is happening. I don't believe Congress is. I think Senate is, because Senate is done all behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm. That's a good. I've never heard that position. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, and then my third one would be, I would definitely make it so that way you have to be a naturalized born citizen to run for any elected seat in any state
or appointed
county, city, country. I don't care. You have to be born here. Those are my 3 things that I would change.
Yep. I like it. I would say that you can't be appointed if you weren't born here either, because then they'll just start changing the laws and make everything appointed and not elected.
Agreed.
Like our president is pretty much selected at this point, not elected. Yeah. I like that shit, guys. Let's wrap this shit up. Thank you, Doug, for being here.
Doug.
We're gonna let you.
Thank you guys for having me. I truly appreciate you guys both. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Let everybody know where they can find you, Doug.
You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all under Patriotic Doug. Again, if you want any Patriot gear, go into my link tree in my bio. It is in there, official Patriot gear. Click it. Go get you some amazing merch. Seriously, their shirts they don't shrink. I'm 2X. I've washed them a bunch of times. They don't shrink. Their hats are amazing, very comfortable. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So those are the 3 platforms you're going to find me on.
Awesome.
Sweet. You're up, Dave. Let them know where they can find you.
All right, y'all can find me on social media over there on Instagram and Facebook, where I'm heavily active at the Hammer Drops. Link trees in there. You can go visit the website up in the bio as well. Email me at david@thehammerdrops.com with any questions, whatever. Best way to get a hold of me instead of trying to DM.
All right. And if you guys want to help me out, you can help me get these words, these truths out. You can follow me on Instagram at Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. On that link, on that page, you're going to find 2 links. One of those links is to the Savagely Loud podcast page. Go ahead and follow me there. And the other link is just a simple link tree to all my rants and videos and everywhere you want to see it. You can find it there easy peasy. Outside of that, Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast. And don't forget to email me in if you really want to guarantee me to see your communication. Email me in at savagelyloud@gmail.com. Rate and review the shows, please, please, please. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. All of this being said, I would like to extend a very warm thank you to Doug for being here. I appreciate you being here. I know Dave does as well.
Thanks,
we're
Doug.
Definitely going to have you back in the future because this,
Yes.
I think this barely just scratched the tip of the conversation that we can really get into. So we're going to have you back in the future.
I think there's more to come. I think the best part is there's more to come to this. I really do.
A lot more.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot more. And we're going to love having you back. Dave, I want to give you a good fucking gracious welcome to my show as the permanent co-host now, because this is going to be the first show in 2026 that gets aired with you as my permanent co-host. So thanks for being a part of the show, brother. I really do appreciate you being here. I appreciate you helping, and anything I can do to help you in return, I'm more than happy to do.
I appreciate it, brother, and I'm very honored to be here.
That all being said, you know how I end the show every single episode. We get down into the dirtiest shit. We get down into sticky wickets of things, and we don't want to walk away all amped up, all amplified, feeling all like we want to crush somebody. So we're going to bring ourselves back down to reality. We're going to remind orourselves that humans still exist with good hearts. In a little segment I like to call Hopelessly Human that starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
Doug with the big moves. For this Hopelessly Human comes from a website called brightside.me. It's labeled, "Parent got the call for a heart transplant. I was up in Minnesota for work when my parent got the call for a heart transplant. Well, it went bad, and they ended up being replaced into a medical coma and an ECMO, so I had to rush back. I was a 2-day drive back to Texas, so I drove back to Oklahoma, stayed the night, and got back up at 3:30 in the morning the next day to try to rush to the hospital. I was exhausted and stopped at the first Starbucks I saw that was open. There was only one car in front of me and no one behind me, so the person wasn't trying to start a pay forward line or anything. I pulled up, and when they let me know that the person in front of me paid for my that's when they let me know that the person in front of me paid for my coffee. I bursted into tears. It's crazy. Buying that coffee had nothing to do with the outcome of my parents' surgery or recovery. When someone bought me that coffee, though, it took that kind of gesture as a sign that things were going to be okay. It changed my entire outlook and gave me peace to make the rest of my trip safely. They'll never know what that cup of coffee meant to me or what that act of kindness did for me that day, but I will always be grateful for that small gesture. It doesn't take a lot to make somebody's day better. So go fucking do that. That's Hopelessly Human. That's the show. Later, guys.